It's a cancer that doesn't discriminate between men and women, affecting over 12,000 men and 31,000 women just last year alone here in the U.S. The month of September is designated as Thyroid Cancer Awareness Month, which holds a special meaning to a member of our WCIA family. And here now with me, WCIA 3 sports reporter Courtney Layne Brewer. Courtney, happy to have you on ciLiving.
Yeah, of course. I've been meaning since I joined the team to come on over, so
well,
here I am.
And it's appropriate for you to come here in September because you actually have a connection to thyroid cancer. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, so 2 weeks after my 17th birthday, in 2015, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. In March of that year, we had realized that there were some things off. I had a pretty significant growth on my neck, and I had some tremors. I was having like huge temperature swings, and a lot of things to lead us to believe that I have Graves' disease, which is a thyroid disorder that I do still have, in addition to my cancer. So we schedule a complete thyroidectomy. They take out what they believe is an enlarged thyroid, which is also very common, and the enlarged thyroid is a 3 by 4 inch tumor.
Okay. And that diagnosis at 17, what a great birthday present.
I mean, literally, it was a lot. It was a lot. I remember it so vividly. We had just gone on vacation the week before my surgery. I'd had my surgery, and I remember getting in the car and finally having this lump off of my neck, and I was like, it's over. We're finally done. And then we come back 2 weeks later to, air quotes, get my stitches out. And everyone is being weird. And we're like, what's going on? And we get put into a weird little room off the side, and I really don't remember much after that, after hearing the words sarcoma.
Yeah, so you got the mass removed, but now what is the prognosis for you? Is this something that you're going to be like having to do treatments for the rest of your life? Is this something that we have a cure for, or what does that look like?
Right, so I will never be completely cancer-free. That picture that just showed of me and my mother, which I love that picture, it's so sweet, was after my second significant round of radioactive iodine therapy. It's the main course of treatment for thyroid cancer. Isn't that sweet?
That is sweet.
So that was after my second big, hefty dosage where they concluded that there was no new growth.
So that's good news.
Yes, this picture was taken back this was spring of 2016, I think. And ever since then, I have just been in what we call a maintenance phase, knowing that my numbers, my antibodies, will never be 0, but they will approach 0 for the rest of my life.
So do you feel well, or do you have symptoms still of cancer? Or
my main big things, well, first of all, I take quite a bit of medication to supplement for my thyroid hormone, and lots of people take thyroid hormone. It's incredibly common to take just like a little dosage of thyroid hormone to boost your everything. I take an insane dosage, but I forgot what I was saying.
So, like, what the future is for you.
Yes.
You're still thriving.
Yes. So I recently, when I moved up here in December, transferred my treatment from the University of Kentucky's Markey Cancer Center to the University of Chicago's Cancer Center, and have had 2 visits up there since I moved here in December, and both have gone very well.
Very good.
Received great news at both of those. I was talking about my antibodies. When I first got sick, my antibodies were in like the thousands. They were like 30.
Oh my goodness.
Now,
that's a great improvement.
So we just watched those numbers hit 0 or approach 0. And you know, I deal with fatigue. I get really cold. My eyes water a lot because of all the radiation has clogged my tear ducts, which is insane. And it's just something that I monitor and maintain. But as someone who is living healthy with thyroid cancer, and someone who has a little bit of a platform with what I get to do as a job, I really take it upon myself to advocate for survivors.
Yes, that was gonna be my next question. So what do you want your message to be to anyone out there who may be, you know, oh my gosh, I'm going through the same thing she is, or I know someone who is going through that?
Yes, well, a big misconception about thyroid cancer that people will say is that it's one of the good cancers, which is such a slap in the face when you're 17 years old and just got told you have cancer. But at the end of the day, thyroid cancer is incredibly treatable. Having a total thyroidectomy and undergoing rounds of radiation therapy, you can live a pretty normal life. But my big message is a lot of people don't even know what your thyroid does, what it controls. I've met people who don't know what it is. So I encourage people to keep an eye out for some of the main symptoms, which are a tremor, hot, cold flashes, digestive issues, and any lumps you may feel in your neck. You know, women of a certain age are told to routinely check your breasts for lumps, check your neck as well, especially if you've got history of thyroid disorder in your family. My dad was also diagnosed with thyroid cancer 3 years after I was because he felt the little bump, and he knew that that could mean something was wrong.
And it did.
Wow. And he is also healthy. They caught his way earlier than they caught mine, and he is able to also just live a healthy life. So
good. Well, that's great news. So you think it is maybe possibly genetics?
They say it's familial, is what we were told by my oncology team in Kentucky. So we don't know for sure if it would be genetic or anything like that. All we know is that our family is hyper aware of our thyroids, and our family encourages everyone in our lives to be hyper aware of our thyroids.
I'm sure that this is going to be an alarming story to a lot of people out in Central Illinois who had no idea the journey that you have been on
well, that's the thing.
from
I think
such a young age.
So important. I'm on TV 3 or 4 nights a week. I'm out in the community. I'm running up and down the sidelines at Memorial Stadium. But at the end of the day, I'm a cancer patient.
Yeah.
And
you're a survivor.
And a survivor. So I think it's so important to be a visible voice for thyroid cancer and for anyone going through this.
Yes. Well, we appreciate you coming, sharing your story, and spreading a little awareness about thyroid cancer awareness. And if you want to learn more about Courtney and her story, you got to connect with her on social media. She's on all of the things, and we will link up to her at ciLiving.tv after today's show.